Excellent, excellent. Shmuley, great to see you. Good afternoon, Shmuley. Hillel, you're a great comfort. It's difficult to leave Yantiv, but learning, Effie Gottlieb's here. The Chevra, we're learning. Yitzi Hertz, the Chassan is here. Thank you, Chassan. Mazel Tov, Chassan. Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Thank you for being here, Chussan. Manny, thank you for being. Ami Feld, thank you for being. Mendy Katz, Chaim Schwartz. Excellent. Aryeh Barnett, thank you for being. Avi, thank you. What a comfort. The Nathans are here. Yosef Mammon's here. Yosef, I have Torah I never told you before today. This is the Chizuk. Rav Ezi never heard this from me, never once. Tzvieli, I have new Torah for the Chevra. We need Chizuk. Coming off a Yamtiv, it's difficult. It's difficult to leave a Yamtiv. We need chizuk, learning together, having this chabur as a chizuk. I want to share Torah. I'll tell the chevra what we'll do. I want to share divrei Torah on Parshas Shemini with the chevra, and then we're going to be Zoich Eli Metz is going to share dvar Torah with the olam. We'll hear some zmiris without music. We'll have some zmiris for chizuk, and then we'll close with a dvar Torah. Thank you, Davi Frank, and thank you, Yitzi Weinstein, for being here. Thank you, Reb Davi. Yitzi, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So, Yitzi Hertz, I want to share the following divrei Torah with the Chevra. If you can bear with me, it just means so much that the bladders who've been here the whole time, now that we're tata in the home, it means a lot. It means a lot. What a chizuk. What a chizuk. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Besuras Taivas, we should see Besuras Taivas here. My wife doesn't like when I say see Besuras Taivas. We should hear Besuras Taivas. We should continuously hear good Besuras, Rabbi say. In Parshas Shemini, the following story happens in Parshas Shemini, and I want to talk a little bit about this story. There are Karbanas Shemini, just to give a little backdrop, what's happening to set the setting of Parshas Shemini. The Mishkan has been erected, and the Mishkan was put up already 7 days before Parshas Shemini. The Mishkan was temporarily put up. What happened for 7 days, Chevra, is Moshe Rabbeinu would construct the Mishkan, and Moshe Rabbeinu would perform the Avodah day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Moshe Rabbeinu was the acting Kohen. Moshe Rabbeinu was doing the Avodah in the Mishkan. And it was not permanently set up. Every day, Moshe Rabbeinu would construct the Mishkan, do the Avodah, and then take apart the Mishkan. Construct the Mishkan, do the Avodah, and then take apart the Mishkan. That went on for 7 days, until Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Rosh Chodesh Nisan is where our parasha starts, and on that glorious day, Moshe Rabbeinu constructed the Mishkan and did not take it apart, and Aaron HaKohen, Moshe's brother, started serving as the Kohen Gadol, and Aaron HaKohen did the Avodah in the Mishkan going forward. Aaron, from then on, only a Kohen does the Avodah. Now, a person like Moshe Rabbeinu, who is a Levi, is puzzled to the Avodah, and from then on, the 8th day of Akamas HaMishkan, that's the Yom HaShmini, that this week's parsha starts from, Aaron HaKohen did the service. Now, there were karbanos on that day. Yoel Rahmani, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Yoel. There were karbanos, Yoel, on the 8th day. On this day, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, there were karbanos specific to this day, and there were karbanos that were going to always be brought. One is called L'Shah, and one is called L'Dairis. For instance, every day a different Nasi brought karbanos only at that time. Only at that time. Mazel Tov Chassan Ezra. Mazel Tov. Let's unmute Ezra. Chassan, unmute. Chassan. Mazel Tov Yisrael. Mazel Tov Ezra.
Right. Thank you.
Chussan, excellent. Mazel Tov. You lifted up, as you always do, you lifted us up, Ezra. Maish Levi, Ezra, tell me if you agree. I thought about Maish Levi. I had a very traumatic experience, Chevra, this morning. For the first time, I was on lockdown for a couple of weeks, and I went shopping for the first time this morning, L'Kabed Shabbos Kodesh. Now, as much as you feel it in your house, when you go shopping, it feels like a war zone. Everybody's like distancing, like they should. Everybody's in masks. I had my mask on, my gloves on. What I felt the most, Rabbi say, and the most traumatic is nobody's smiling at each other. Forget that we're not shaking hands. Forget that you don't see it. You can't even tell if they're smiling. I hope my eyes showed a smile. I pray. I saw a Yid. I was excited. You're fired up. A Yid's there. But your mask covers your smile. And it was very traumatic not to see Yid smiling at each other. Really traumatic. Rabbis say we have to smile at each other more. It's traumatic. Everybody's in a mask. You don't see a smile. You're chayiv to smile at your friend. It's a new chazal. To me is different. Have mekabelas kol adam. B'sever panim yafais. I had all different shtiklach tires. Avi Lachman, maybe I don't know, cross out all the shtiklach tires. But let's now print, Avi. Smile at people. All the other shtiklach Torah are very nice, but I saw what happens. You don't see shmeichel. You don't see a smile. It's frightening. You go to a store and we're all looking at each other. You got to smile at another Yidden. I bet Yidden was smiling. The mask was blocking. We got to smile, and we'll take down the masks and take down all the separation. If we resolve, smile, believe shalom at the next Yid. Smile because you're excited to see him. Smile because you're excited to see her. Smile at a Yid, Rabbi. I'm traumatized. I was picturing not seeing Maish Levi smile. That's what happened. Ezra, you masked him?
Yeah.
Traumatic. I'm so happy you and your brother are smiling. Bless your soul. If I could ask everybody, we're 200 strong, can I know? Look at one guy in your screen. He won't even know it's him you're smiling at. Get one guy who makes you smile and smile your brains out because you're excited. You have to, I'm damaged goods. I'm staring at Yosef Mam and you look at whoever you want to look at. Smile, get excited. Ay, ay, ay. Not everybody's doing the homework. Look at one person and smile because you're excited to see him. Nobody's going to know who's getting you excited to see them. Just see a guy. I'm looking now at Menachem. I'm looking at Menachem Snyder and I'm smiling. I'm happy to see you, Menachem. Thank you for being here. I'm down. I would look up on my screen now. He happens to be down. Usually he's up. Give a shmeichel. Ezra, you mask him?
Yeah, I'm looking at my brother Moshe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I smiled a lot from. Yeah, I smiled before I gave the speech looking at him. Okay, everybody did it. Maish Levi, let your beautiful smile lift up the whole world. Other than Makab, we had so many shtiklach Torah, Aryeh Barnett. We had all different, like, shatim. I'm just now kipshutai. I'm looking at Aryeh, this precious Ben Torah, wonderful. I'm smiling. Mekabelas kol adam b'sever panim yafos. Give a shmeichel for another Yid because you're excited to see another. Devastating. Everybody, whatever if your page is on Yol Rachmani, look at him and smile. A wonderful Ben Torah. Frightening. You walk in the store masked. The nose is covered b'meila, okay? B'seder. You can't smile. The mouth is covered. The smile, you can never cover your smile. If we resolve never to cover our smile, maybe we'll get these masks off and all this. This is a new level of social separation that you can't smile at another Yid is frightening. Rabbi say smile, resolve. When we get those masks off, don't stop smiling when you see another Yid. Very, very overwhelming. So Rabbi said, the gloves I didn't mind, by the way. Gloves, so wear gloves, I don't care. The gloves, that's not to me, the gzeir, the gloves, I felt a little funny walking around. The cover, the nose, beseder. The mouth, that you can't smile at another Yid and see his smile, that's frightening, mamish frightening. You're masking Rebezi, not push it. So let's get back to Parshas Shemini, Chaver. Yosef Shemesh, thank you for being here. Thank you, Yosef. Now my smile's for you, Yosef. Thank you, Surly Snyder. Thank you, Avi Velasky. Thank you, my Chavrusa. Thank you, Rebabi. Thank you, Chevra. Okay, I'm recovering. Nachum, I'm recovering. Thank you for always arranging, Nachum. We're recovering. Slowly, we're recovering. Okay. Let's get back to learning, Rabbi Say. Parshas Shemini. So remember their karbanos, Chevra, their karbanos that were brought only on that day, and their karbanos that are going to then be brought from then on. Let me get a little specific. There were 3 he-goats, Seirim, brought on that day of the inauguration. The first day that Aaron HaKohen served in the Mishkan, the day that Moshe Rabbeinu permanently built the Mishkan, there were 3, Ari Rosen, I thank you so much for being here. You make me smile. Thank you. You're helping me recover from my trip to the supermarket. Thank you. So Rabbi say, there are 3 he-goats that were brought on that day of the inauguration of the Mishkan where Aaron HaKohen permanently started serving. One Sa'ir was the korban brought by Nachshon ben Aminadav. Nachshon, who jumped into the water first. Nachshon was the Nasi of Shevet Yehuda. It was Shevet Yehuda's day that day. And one korban was the Sa'ir, was the first korban was brought by Nachshon. The reason Nachshon went first, according to one Chazal, is since he jumped into the Yamsa first, so he was zeichet to go first and be the first Nasi to bring his korban. He merited to be the first Nasi to bring the korban because he jumped in first. We said Rabbi Saya Rashi in Tilim Kapitel Kuf Yodalin. We just was saying Hallel for so many days in a row. And we say, B'tzeis Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beis Yaakov me'amloyes, when we left Mitzrayim, Haisa Yehuda l'kadshay, Shevet Yehuda became the Holy One. It means they became the king of Klal Yisrael, La Yasser Shevet me Yehuda. Says Rashi and Tilim, why was Yehuda l'kadshay? Why did Yehuda, Shevet Yehuda, get to be the kings? You know why? Because Nachshon jumped in first. Nachshon showed emunah. Nachshon jumped into the water, causing the Yamsuf to, not causing, but Nachshon had emunah that Hashem would split the Yamsuf. And since Nachshon jumped in, so therefore he became the Melech, which is why this week's Parsha, it's so cool when Pesach goes right into Parshas Shemini. We just had Kriyas Yamsuf, the last days of Pesach, and we jump right into Shemini. Who brought the korban on Shemini? Nachshon, Shevet Yehuda. They jumped in first. That was the first Nasi to bring his korban. Haisa Yehuda l'kadsha. Yehuda, Shevet Yehuda, who Nachshon was the Nasi of l'kadsha, becomes the holy ones. They go first. So there was the he-goat that Nachshon brought that day. There was the Sa'ir that Aaron HaKohen brought as well for the inauguration. Aaron brought a he-goat, Nachshon brought a Sa'ir, a he-goat on that day. The third he-goat was a Sa'ir that is brought from then on every Rosh Chodesh, the mussar of Rosh Chodesh, Sa'ir Echad, that's brought every single Rosh Chodesh for the rest of history. When we have a Mishkan or Beis HaMikdash, when we have a Beis HaMikdash, every Rosh Chodesh is a Sa'ir. So there were 3 Seirim. 2 of them were brought only on that day. Maishom, that's called L'Shah. That was a special korban only on that day. 2 of the Seirim, Nachshon Sa'ir, celebrating the inauguration of the Mishkan. Aaron Sa'ir, celebrating the inauguration. Those were L'Shah. That was a temporary psak to bring those 2 Seirim. And then there was the Sa'ir of Musaf. Every Rosh Chodesh, for history, you bring a Sa'ir on Rosh Chodesh. 3 Seirim. Now, Aaron HaKohen did something. Aaron HaKohen did something, and listen to this beautiful sugya. Hashem tells Moshe, who taught Aaron and his children, that even though normally in Einain, somebody who loses a loved one, in Einain, the day of the Misa, in Einain normally should not eat from karbanos, but Hashem said on that day, the karbanos that was special to that day, in Einain should eat. The karbanos on that day, Aaron HaKohen was in Einain, because on that day, Nadav and Avihu, his two precious sons, two of his sons were nifter. So Aaron was what's called the halachic status of an Einain. But Hashem said, even though you're an Einain, the karbanos of that day you should still eat. It's a very special day. And agam you're an Einain, you should eat those karbanos, even though an Einain normally does not eat the karbanos, you should eat those karbanos. Here's where there was a fascinating machlokes, Moshe and Aaron, Rabbi say. Moshe held that all the karbanos they should eat that day, even the karbanos that are not unique to that day. In Einain, it's an exception. In Einain, should eat the karbanos. Aaron HaKohen held, Moshe's brother. Reb Tzadok says it's the first machlokes of Torah Shebal Peh. Aaron HaKohen held, Rabbi say, he argued on Moshe Rabbeinu. And Aaron HaKohen held, my friends, that when Hashem said in Einain should eat the special karbanos, it's only the special karbanos of that day that have a unique law. But the sa'ir that's brought every Rosh Chodesh has the normal halacha that in Einain shouldn't eat it. So what Aaron HaKohen did is the sa'ir of Rosh Chodesh, he burnt the whole thing. Normally by a chatas, you do not burn the whole thing, the Kohanim eat. On that day, Aaron HaKohen burnt the entire sa'ir of Rosh Chodesh, because he held the only exception Hashem was making is on the unique karbanos of that day. But on the carbon that's not unique, the carbon that's l'dairis, that's always going to be brought, Hashem is not making an exception. And there is the normal halacha that in Einain cannot eat the carbon. And therefore Aaron HaKohen burnt it. Now when Moshe, now we're going to learn some psukim. When Moshe heard that they burnt it, Darash Moshe. This is the halfway point of the Torah. Hillel, we're going to talk about that in 1 minute. Darash means Moshe, very be'iyun, was ma'ayin into this halacha. Darash. He intensely thought about it and inquired into the matter. And Moshe Rabbeinu finds out they burnt in between those two darashes is the halfway point of the Torah. We're going to talk about why. I'm going to tell you Torah I've never said before, but I want Yaakov, Menachem, Moshe, and Hudi to hear this, and Simcha Spurn badly, and you all. So Darash is the halfway point of the Torah Kalman. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And Moshe Rabbeinu finds out that they burnt the sa'ir that you're supposed to eat. Vayiksef ha'lazav ha'lisamar b'nei Aaron. And Moshe gets mad at Elazar and his summer. And the question is, why did he get mad at Aaron's children? It was Aaron HaKohen, his brother, who made the decision to burn it, not his children. Question 2, I would say. Question 1 is, why is this the halfway point to the Torah? Question 2 is, why does Moshe Rabbeinu get mad at Elazar and his summer? He should get mad at Aaron. Aaron HaKohen, they were only following their father's orders. Aaron HaKohen, their tata, said to burn it. And Moshe gets mad at Elazar, his son, B'nai Aaron. And he says, Madua lo yachaltem es hachatos? Why did you not eat this carbon like you're supposed to? That's what he yells at them. Then the pasuk says in pasuk Yotes, Vayadaber Aaron el Moshe. Aaron responds. And the question is what's going on here? Moshe Rabbeinu yells at Elazar and his summer, And Aaron responds, why didn't Elazar and Isamar respond? The Yadaber Aaron el Moshe. Aaron HaKohen says to Moshe that Ayita Bene Hashem would not like me to eat from it. Moshe, you got wrong pshat. Hashem said to eat from the karbanos even though I'm in Einain. That's only the unique karbanos of today. But the karbanos that are standard, like the Sar Rosh Chodesh, is no exception. It has the normal halacha that an Einain doesn't eat from it. Hayita Beinei Hashem, would Hashem like if I eat from it? And Moshe Rabbeinu responds, Vayishma Moshe Vayita Beinav, Moshe's Moida le'emes. One of the great displays on that holy day of Rosh Chodesh Nisan, my Shulman. Moshe Rabbeinu is Moida le'emes, our great leader, who is our great leader, partially because of this. Vayishma Moshe Vayita Beinav, says Rashi, an amazing Chazal, Hoide, Moshe Rabbeinu with nitz. Moshe says, Aaron, you're right. In a beautiful display of honesty, they have a great machlokes, a deep, fascinating machlokes. Parshas Shemini is born right here. A machlokes, how to interpret what Hashem said. Hashem said, eat, einain, even though Aaron, you're an einain. Eat from the karbanos, not the normal that an einain's aser. And Aaron HaKohen said Hashem only meant to eat from the unique karbanos of the day, but not from a carbon that's standard, that has the standard halacha. Moshe argued, and then Moshe Rabbeinu is moida le'emes, he admits the truth. I want to tell you, Rabbi Say, there's so much here. There's so much here. It's wild. It's wild. This Ezra, listen to what's going on, Ezra Shulman. Dovi Senzer, listen to what's going on here. Chevra like this. Matt Levin, you're going to sing to us today for sure. I love you and I'm happy. We need you to sing. We need up. But this verb will also Matt, listen to this. So there's a machlokes Moshe Aaron and Moshe. Famously, Moshe's Moida le'emes admits the truth. In this, the first machlokes Torah Shebal Peh has such a beautiful ending that each one says their opinion, and Moshe says, Aaron, you're right. Vayishma Moshe, just the words he listens and hears. Vayita be'enov, and he likes Aaron's svara over his own. And he's maskim to Aaron. Beautiful. Now listen to Hillel, you're going to go crazy from this. Listen to something interesting, Yosef Mammon. We asked the question, first of all, why is this the halfway point of the Torah? We'll get to there in a minute. But we asked the question, why did it say by Yitzchak, Moshe gets mad? Remember, they burn this carbon. Moshe doesn't say he gets mad at Aaron, he gets mad at Elazar Summer. So come learn Rashi with me, Rabbi Say. Says Rashi, why did he get mad at Elazar Summer? Says Rashi, B'shvil k'voidei shel Aaron. For the honor of Aaron, hafach panav kerabban in the kas. You see kas. You see a kas, Rabbi say, that's pure. Even though there's a chazal, Moshe is criticized for the kas, but there's so much thought in the kas. Picture the scene. There's Aaron HaKohen there and Aaron's children. And Moshe Rabbeinu really should yell at Aaron, Aaron, brother, what did you burn the carbon for? You're supposed to eat from it. Why'd you burn the chatas, the sire that's brought for Rosh Chodesh? Why'd you burn it? You're supposed to eat from it, bro. Brother, what are you doing? But he doesn't look at Aaron, Rabbi say. Moshe Rabbeinu turns to Elazar B'Samar and gives mussar to them. Says Rashi, Kavod shel Aaron, for the dignity of Aaron. It would be inappropriate to yell at Aaron. I suspect, Rashi doesn't explain, l'chayr pshat is to yell at Aaron in front of his sons is inappropriate. So the dignity of Aaron, he yells at the children. Ki'ilu was their decision. He shouldn't be pegei and Aaron's covered. So he says to the children, Kendall, my nephews, Elazar and Isamar, why'd you burn the carbon? He protected the dignity of Aaron. He didn't yell at Aaron. He didn't yell, Aaron, what type of a decision? He turned to the Banav to keep the dignity of Aaron. Okay. Kvaidai shel Aaron. he turns to Elazar in the summer. Ezra, you're going to go nuts. Here, this is what's going on. There's stuff going on here that's life-changing, my friends. Then we ask the kasha, why did Aaron HaKohen respond? Elazar and Isamar respond. Picture the scene. Moshe turns to Elazar and Isamar, and he says to them, hello, Chevra, why did you burn the carbon? And then all of a sudden, from the other direction, Aaron answers. Says Rashi, why did Aaron answer, not Elazar and Isamar? Says, listen to this, says Rashi, Efsher, Rashi Yesakasha, Efsher Moshe Kotz Elazar v'Isamar. Moshe Rabbeinu gets mad at Elazar v'Isamar, but Aaron medaber, and Aaron answers, says Rashi, Hayadat shelo yisel midas kavod. The reason they didn't answer was out of kavod. Amru, they said Elazar and Isamar didn't answer, even though Moshe was talking to them. Einay b'din she'avinu yoshev anu medabrim lefanav. First of all, it's not the kavod of our father. What our father is going to be silent and we'll say, they knew their father's sheta. They could have said their tata's opinion, but it's not kavod that our father should be quiet and we're going to talk. So they didn't answer, they didn't say over, Moshe spoke to them. But they said it's not kavod if we speak in front of our father and he's sitting there silent, one. Ve'enai b'din Talmud Moshe's rabbi. And Moshe's all of Klal Yisrael's Rebbe. It pasnish if we say back to our Rebbe. Moshe's our Rebbe. It's not the kavod of Moshe if we respond to the Rebbe. So they didn't say anything. They knew what to answer. And Rashi says they knew what to answer. But they didn't say anything. It wasn't the kavod of their father that they should speak and their father is silent. And it wasn't the kavod of Moshe Rabbeinu that they should speak and like zug back to their Rebbe. Chevra, this is wild. Please listen to me. If you learn the Torah like a young kid, so you get a beautiful Torah. But if you get a little older, the Torah becomes something even more magnificent and overwhelmingly amazing. Do you chap, Rabbi, say that right here, why was it right here there's so many sugyas of Derech Eretz taught us of kavod? The sugya of kavod is like all over the place here. Moshe doesn't talk to Aaron. It's not the kavod to give mussar to his brother in front of his kids. So he talks to Elazar and Isamar. He says, why did you burn the fire? The kids don't respond. It's not the kavod of their tata that they should speak in front of their father, and he's quiet. It's not the kavod of Moshe that they should fight with him. Basically, everybody, Moshe protects Aaron's kavod here. Elazar and Isamar protect Moshe and Aaron's kavod here. Why is this the place as Rishon and Chusin? Why are we taught so much about the sugya of kavod right here, Yo Rachmani? Nothing's a coincidence. Why is the sugya of kavod taught here? Listen to this, Chevra. The whole sugya of Torah Shabbal Peh. Torah Shabbal Peh is each of us hear Hashem's command and are entitled to an opinion on what Hashem is saying and are supposed to have an opinion. Part of Torah Shabbal Peh is the respect to every single person. Every person's worthy of being unmuted. Torah Shabbal Peh means to unmute every yid. Torah Shabbal Peh is Hashem. Why does Hashem say things? Think about what happened in the Mishkan. Hashem said something purposely vague. Hashem said the karbanos in Einaim, somebody who buries a dead person, a karev, should eat from the karbanos. And he wants Aaron HaKohen to go with his thumb and say, that's only the unique karbanos of today. But the normal karbanos should have the normal halacha that an Einaim can eat. Hashem wants the learner to interpret and understand and digest his words and explain his words. That's what Hashem wants. Torah Shabbal Peh speaks about the beauty of every single Yid, about the holiness that Hashem purposely set his Torah in a way that the learner of Torah should study and understand and make drashos, kal v'chomers, binyan avs, gzeira shava, mematzinu. Torah Shabbal Peh, my showman. What is the parchment of Torah Shebechsav? Is the Sefer Torah we have in our shuls. That is not available to us today. But what is the parchment of Torah Shabbal Peh? Is you, my showman. You, Tzvi Eli Flagler. You, Hillel Stewart. You, Yosef Mamred Yosef. We are the parchment of Torah Shabbal Peh. Torah Shabbal Peh is the preciousness of every Yid. The first machlokes, Torah Shabbal Peh, Aaron and Moshe, is taught the sugya of the covet of every Yid. Moshe's covet is taught. Aaron's covet is taught. That is the only way Torah Shabbal Peh can go on, is each person is respected and appreciated. Reb Chaim Volozhin writes, Shnayim sheyoshvin, two people sitting, ve'ein beinayim divrei Torah, and there's no divrei Torah between them. Zemoshev leitzim is a sitting of scoffers. Says Reb Chaim Volozhin, it doesn't mean they're not learning. It means if they don't respect each other, they don't want to know, what are you saying in Torah? Ein beinayim divrei Torah. If I don't care what your dvar Torah is, and you don't care my dvar Torah, it's leitzanos. It's the opposite of kavod. Kavod is dignity and respect. It's leitzanos to another Yid. Torah Shabbal Peh says every Yid is precious. Every Yid has a perspective on Dvar Hashem, has a perspective on what Hashem's saying. I want to define, my friends, I want you to be Rebbeim, so I want to define a Rebbe. The definition to me of a Rebbe is somebody who gives his student a voice, who unmutes his student, his Talmud, who gives his student a voice. A good Rebbe is not somebody who says a good shir. A good Rebbe is somebody who causes his Talmud to say a good shir. He accesses Torah to his Talmud and teaches him to have a perspective. Rabbi Kiva's, we are in mourning. Look at your screen and you'll see a lot of hair, a lot of beards. We are in mourning because the Talmidim of Rabbi Kiva were nifter. Why were they nifter? Shaloi nagu kavod zelazeh. They weren't noyek kavod. Torah Shabbal Peh can only come out of that yeshiva, that each one is respected and has a voice. Somehow they stilled each other's voices. They were huge tzaddikim, Rabbi say, and they had huge rebbeim. Their rebbeim were, the Rebbe was Rabbi Kiva, the giant of Torah Shabbal Peh. And you can imagine each other's opinion. What does Rebbe hold? What does Rebbe hold? What is the great Rebbe? It's important what the great Rebbe Kiva holds. But they didn't give kavod one to another enough. They didn't learn, what does he hold? What does she hold? What does this one? They weren't noi kavod zelazeh. Since they weren't noi kavod, they couldn't be Torah Shabbal Peh came from them. Torah Shabbal Peh demands that every Yid has a voice, every Yid has a perspective, every Yid's opinion in Torah matters. Did you ever see Rav Aaron David say a shir? Maish Levi, to see you holding your kid is beautiful. Did you ever hear Rav Aaron David say shir, my friends? Rav Aaron David, when he says shir, is teaching us what Torah Shabbal Peh is. Everybody's opinion counts, is necessary, and there's no sugya unless you say, speak, my friend, what do you hold? What does Rashi say? And the way he takes each opinion serious, that's not a nice midah. It's not just, well, that's a cute thing, that's so sweet. That's not sweet, that's Torah Shabbal Peh. That's the essence of Torah Shabbal Peh. Every Yid is to be respected. When Moshe and Aaron had this vikuach, It's no coincidence surrounding the story is Kulay Torah Sheba'al Peh, the covet of Aaron, the covet of Moshe.
One second. He's going to be back on.
I apologize, Rabbi say. Perfect. Ami, could you hear me? Thumbs are excellent. I apologize, Rabbi say. We're talking about everybody gets a voice, so it's important to have the image of a voice being gotten back. Rabbi say, surrounding Torah Sheba'al Peh, and this machlokes Moshe and Aaron surrounds the honor that Moshe's honors to be protected. As such, Elazar and Isamar don't answer Moshe. Aaron's covet should be protected. As such, Moshe doesn't give mussar to Aaron. The reason it surrounds Moshe and Aaron, the sugya of covet, is the sugya of Torah Sheba'al Peh. The sugya of Torah Sheba'al Peh is the dignity of every yid. Every yid's to be respected and appreciated. In Rabbi Kiva's yeshiva, where there wasn't enough, there was a dak missing of covet, one to the other. Torah Sheba'al Peh, shaloi nagu covet zelazeh. Torah Sheba'al Peh didn't come from that yeshiva. The middle represents that which holds up the whole thing. In the Mishkan, there was something called the Bria Chatichain, the beam that went in the middle that held up the whole thing. This is the middle of the Torah. This Torah Sheba'al Peh, the Torah, the oral Torah that goes Rebbe to Talmud, Rebbe to Talmud, Rebbe to Talmud, from Hashem to Moshe to us. That middle beam of the Torah that stands up the whole Torah, that the side of that sugya is everybody has to be respected. That is the essence of Torah Sheba'al Peh. Each yid's sincere interpretation, understanding, Could you hear me, Avi Lachman? Could you hear me? Excellent. Thank you, Avi. Boy, do you hear. Avi hears Vayishma. He hears, and boy, does he. That writing was gorgeous, Avi. Thank you, Avi. Ezra and Yisrael, you guys can hear? I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Ezra, what do you hold of this vert? I think it's one of the most important vertim we ever learned together, Naftali Kerper. Shmuley Shus, you hear the vert through all the choppiness. The vert, Yossi Greenspan, you hear what we're saying? Yossi, do you hear the vert? Perfect. Maish Levi, you hear the vert? You and your wife are precious people and should have a home where Torah Shabbal Peh is taught to the world. Shlomo Goren, I ask guys to teach Torah Shabbal Peh. Mendy, if we don't respect, Mendy Katz is capable of teaching Torah Shabbal Peh. The teaching Torah Shabbal Peh and teaching Torah. The Rambam says in the halachas of Torah that a Rebbe has to be mechabed his Talmidim, Perakei Halacha Yagimel. The Rambam says that the Rebbe has to respect his Talmidim. It sounds like a nice thing. The Rebbe was, no, that's the Yesod of Torah Shabbal Peh, is every Yid is precious. Every Yid's understanding, every Yid's perspective is necessary in the Sugya. That is the essence of Torah Shabbal Peh. That's why in this machlokes about the Dvar Hashem between Moshe and Aaron, we're taught derech eretz about respecting every single person, all the quote unquote combatants in the machlokes. Two Bachram, you're sitting in front of your Gemara. Yoel Rachmani, I'm picturing you're sitting in front of your Gemara across from a Chavrusa, and you each say a svara. Torah Shabbal Peh is two sophisticated guys hearing the Dvar Hashem, and each one with passion saying what they feel and respecting the opinion of the other. I've been zeichem, one of the most, maybe the most precious Yom Tov of my life. I've been zeichet to learn with my sons, and we learn together. And to hear Milchamta Shel Torah is awesome. Each one with such a precious understanding of Torah and such a beautiful, intelligent, fine perspective of the Dvar Hashem. Sitting at that table, each person with an opinion, but each person respected. When you're at a Seder, Ezra Shulman, it's not a side point at the Seder that each person's respected. That's the Torah Shabbal Peh process. That every person, your unique understanding of the Dvar Hashem, we want it, bring it, teach it to us, inspire us with your Torah. Understand, Rabbi Say, people misunderstand. Avi, I want every guy to understand this. When we say everybody's perspective on Torah, we don't only mean an intellectual, what's your lumdus in the Rashba? I also want to know, eating matzah, what does it say to you? That's also Torah Shabbal Peh. Your 6-year-old sister eats matzah. What it says to her and how she's inspired by it is Torah Shabbal Peh. Look at your screen, Chevra. Everybody look at the screen. Please look at your screen. Understand, look at another Ben Torah. The way he steigs and his aliyah through Torah is part of Torah Shabbal Peh. The way Dvar Hashem shines through him. When we say respect your friend, when we say to appreciate the journey of each Yid, that's the Metzius of Torah Shabbal Peh. Hashem wanted that Giluy of Ratzon Hashem, the way he grows, the way he fights, the way the Dvar Hashem is Meraimim him. You are Torah Shabbal Peh. You beautiful Yid, growing with Torah, growing through Torah, are a chefsa of Torah Shabbal Peh. It wasn't two things, my friends. It wasn't there's something called Torah, and then there are people who learn Torah. You don't understand Torah Shabbal Peh if you think that. Torah Shabbal Peh is that Hashem gave a Torah, and He wanted the Yid to explain it, to bring it out. He wanted the Yid to bring out Torah Shabbal Peh. I'll tell you something fascinating, Ezra. I have seen people learn Torah, but not from a Rebbe. They don't do Shemush. I have seen people learn Torah, and they're bad fathers to their children. They get angry over the Dvar Hashem. They're rough and tough, specifically about Torah. What happened? This guy read in the Torah a certain halach, and then he gets on his kids in a very aggressive, rough way. He didn't understand that part of Torah, this Torah Shabbal Peh, Gadol Shimusha Yosim Limudai, seeing a Rebbe take Torah and incorporate it into his life is part of Torah, is part of the study of Torah. Seeing how the Rebbe lives with Torah, how he's mechanech his children, how he integrates Torah into his life is a chelek of Torah. That's why by Torah Shabbal Peh, there's a sugya of kavod for each one. Rabbi Kiva's Talmidim was supposed to look each one at the other and see how Torah elevates, how Torah impacts, how each one is changed and refined, and how each one brings out kavod shamayim. And they were supposed to be nog kavod zelazeh. They were supposed to have an appreciation for Torah through the gilui that each one of their friends brought out. This is why at this halfway point of Torah, this inyan of Torah Shabbal Peh, of Aaron HaKohen Sheta in the Dvar Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu Sheta, is so surrounded by the inyan of kavod. Rabbi say it's my zechus talk about kavod for a ben Torah. In our chevra, we're zeiche to have a ben Torah, to have a tremendous ben Torah who has clearly been elevated from learning Torah, from his beautiful Yirah Shamayim. He comes from a remarkable family. His father, his parents, his mother should have refuah shlema. His mother, Rochel Basara, should have refuah shlema. His precious father, besides being a big supporter of the yeshiva, somebody who supports many institutions of Torah, but even bigger is a ben Torah, a loimet Torah, Talmud Chacham, and Eli's somebody, besides being one of the coolest people I know, which is important. The learning of Torah and the living of Torah, Eli shows us all that it elevates every aspect of life. And Eli's a consummate ben Torah who inspires Rai Kestenbaum's yeshiva, our yeshiva, and many bnei Torah. So I asked Eli to share Dvar Torah with the Chevra. We'll have song. Matt Levin's going to sing to us after. Eli, are you unmuted? We unmuted a Sage family. It could be. Well, let's find Eli Metz. This is the Sage. Would the Sage Mishpacha know what's Eli under? Let's find him. Eli, we're going to find. Right here. Eli, we found you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. You should always be unmuted.
Thank you. I was like, I just need to scream at my kid because he didn't make a bracha.
I loved it, Eli.
I just want to give a tremendous shout out to Rebbe for bringing 6 flags to us over Chalamayid. We really appreciate it. We looked forward to the whole day. So I wanted to share with the Olam a verse that I heard.
You can.
Good Shabbos. Go ahead. Okay. So this is the shtickle. I think that after Yom Tov, I forecast that we might see an increase in daveners for Hallel and for Yom Tov. I think it's a possibility because, whether it's, I don't know if you're like me, a little self-conscious, but now, we're in our rooms over Yom Tov. We single lock, double lock, triple lock our doors. and we get to really sing Hallel with our own nigunim, and we say all of our davenings out, and it's nice that we finally learn. Oh yeah, I actually do know davening. I actually could daven. So I'm hoping for an increase in people that are going to get up there and show their talents. And I think that today's a big day, Isru Chag, which is the day after Pesach. We have the opportunity to tie down a little bit of the Yom Tov. And on that point of, we were all able to say Hallel in private, and there's definitely a big milah about the pump of being with a whole chevra, but there is a milah of being alone in our own rooms. We could slow down and stop and sing and dance, whatever you want. And hi Aaron, with the fact that we have this ability, we had this opportunity to thank Hashem. I think that we can bring thanking Hashem into our regular lives if we follow some advice from, again, my Rabbi, Rabbi Kalish, my Rabbi from Eretz Yisrael, Aaron David, who's very quickly becoming a famous name in the Waterbury Mishpacha. He used to say over that a person should try to count one nace before he goes to sleep that happened in that day. Count the nace, to sit down and write down one nace that happened today, a miracle that happened that day. And he says that if you do that, you'll see, your eyes will be wide open. You'll see miracles in your life, an unbelievable amount. And you may think I'm being very spiritual, but you don't have to be, you don't have to be Joey Newcomb to say thank you, Hashem. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing that if you try it out, I guarantee you, everyone in the Shuir who tries it out is blown away. It's an unbelievable thing. And if you don't believe me, if you think that, maybe we don't really have, a person doesn't really have nisim every day, come on, dude. My days are pretty regular day. There's no miracles on my day. But l'maisa, we say in Shemona Esrei every single day, 3 times a day, there are nisim that are happening to us every single day, miracles that are happening to us every day. They could be small, but nothing small. And I think this really opens up our eyes to seeing Hashem and learning to love Hashem. And obviously it's a very ben adam l'chaver yeshiva that we're all in, but that you can't discount the idea of ben adam l'makam, talking to Hashem, saying thank you to Hashem for the miracles. I'll just share with you just a small prat. I was doing it last week, in preparation for Pesach. I was trying to count a nace that happened every day. And after just the story, I was after dinner at night one night, and I told my wife, let's go take a walk around the block. We're at home every day, and let's go take a walk around the block. So we walked outside, and as we walked outside, we happened to notice that my car door, our minivan doors, 2 doors were ajar. I don't know who checks up what words mean. I don't know who it is, but ajar means open. Ajar. So the door, 2 doors were open, not unlocked, but actually open. And we went, oh wow, and we closed the doors and we continued our walk, and we came back home, and that was then. And then that night I was thinking about the things, and I was thinking, Hashem, wow, I closed the door. We closed the door to our hi Abba. We closed the doors to our car. It was very nice. And then it hit me. When was the last time that we've taken a walk outside, my wife and I? It must have been 8 months ago. And there's another backdrop to the story. The 2 nights prior to this story, the person living right behind me got their car stolen from their driveway. And by the way, in the last few weeks, there's been people stealing cars around my blocks. And it hit me. What a nace that I haven't taken a walk in many, many, many months. Many months. Since we left our show, we haven't taken a walk after dinner. And there we were walking after dinner. We noticed our car doors wide open. And we closed our doors and we walked on. And if I wasn't counting, if I wasn't writing down an ace of the day, so then I wouldn't have noticed what a big miracle that was, that we took the walk on the night when our car doors were wide open. It was almost for sure that our car was going to be stolen. Almost for sure. That's what's going on nowadays. The car doors were wide open and it would have been taken. So it was a nace, and we didn't even notice it, but it was a good way to create a relationship with Hashem. And I once asked Aaron David that if a person looks for miracles and he writes down a miracle, does he see more miracles, or does he actually see more miracles does he see more miracles that he wouldn't have seen, or is it just the regular amount of miracles that are happening to him every day, and we're just blind to it? Meaning, does a person have 10 miracles a day, and now that he's counting them, now that he's looking for miracles, he has 15, or it's just the same 10, we just weren't noticing it? So I asked it to Rav Aaron David. He said it's a famous question everybody asks, and he said that he brought me a raya from a Ramban in Iyov, 36:7, Lamed Vav Zayin. The Ramban says over there that a person he says b'derech, that we say every day in Tehillim, that we say in Psukkah Zimra, Roitze Hashem es Yireya v'Samiyach u'Machastai, that Hashem pays closer attention to those who are aware of Him and those people that are waiting for His chesed. So the Ramban says that a person's miyach u'Machastai, Hashem gives him more. There's more ashkacha for that person. Hashem gives him more miracles. He provides more miracles, more nisim for a person who's looking for miyach u'Machastai, a person who's looking for nisim. So this is a push that if we all want to take this Pesach with us, this Pesach, the Ramaschal B'Gnos V'Sayim B'Shvach, where we were saying thank you to Hashem, saying Hallel, the whole thing was just all thanking Hashem. This is an idea we can do to take Pesach with us. We're going to miss Pesach. Everyone's going to miss Pesach. It's such a beautiful Yom Tov. We sit at home. I mean, we're all sitting at home, but we're at home. We're eating matzah. There's so much meaning in everything we do. We have a mussar. It's a beautiful day. It's beautiful days, and we can take it with us if we maybe do this counting miracles and shaloi lishma ba lishma, that we can say that one more idea. I particularly love this idea from Hanukkah. An interesting vart, that if a person misses al anisim in his tefillah, he's able to say at the end of davening, that Hashem should do nisim like He did back in the day. He should do nisim for us. We're asking Hashem, please give us miracles. Please give us miracles. And if you think about it, that's the b'di'evet. If a person misses al anisim, if he misses thanking Hashem, he gets to ask for miracles. So we see here an unbelievable thing, that a person who says thank you to Hashem, it's going to get him more miracles than if he asks Hashem for miracles. On Hanukkah, we see you're allowed to ask Hashem for miracles. It's a big secret. You're allowed to ask Hashem, please, can I have $1 billion right here on the table, right next to me in a few minutes? A courier should come knocking on the door. Give me $1 billion. I want it. I want to do some good stuff with it. That's what you're allowed to ask for on Hanukkah. But even better is saying thank you to Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, for the miracles that you're doing for me. Even that will give you a better chance of getting what you need, getting what you want in life. And it's an unbelievable thing if you think about it on a human level. Everybody likes it better when a person says thank you to him than when a person just is always asking. If a person's always thanking you, you're going to want to give to him more than a person's always asking. Obviously, if a person's asking you things, it creates a relationship and it's very good. But saying thank you is even a greater. We have a greater rutzon to want to give to people, to that person. And it would be my dream if I could. I would love to bring this awareness to the world. I have a dream that I would love to write, put out like a Shuir off, like 1 minute, 2 minutes every day, to bring awareness that a person could say thank you to Hashem. And I think this would be a good way of putting the Maschal B'Gnos V'Sayim B'Shvach that we had over Pesach. We're going to say Oz Yashir Moshe, Oz Yashir. Then we're going to sing to Hashem. It's going to come to us to love. It's a good time to get into practice of singing Shira to Hashem now, so we'll be able to do it when Mashiach comes. Amen.
That was awesome, Eli. Rev Eli, awesome. You should always be unmuted, and I hope your dream comes true. Look how many claps are on the screen. Thank you, Rev Eli. I've never seen this many claps. Thank you, Rev Eli. Thank you. Thank you, Rev Eli. Beautiful. And thank you, Chaim Guri, for being so smart. Thank you so much. We're zeicha that Menachem Russ almost every day comes on and learns and listens with us. I thank Menachem also helps set it up. Yaakov pointed out Menachem helps set up the this matziv. I thank Menachem Russ. It means a lot that Yitzi Devor is here. I want to share a song with Matt from Matt Levin for the Olam, but I want to say we'll end with quick song and Divrei Torah. Maybe we'll hear Aryeh Barnett, some quick music, but I want to end with the Dvar Torah. I want to say that the learning should be a refuah shleima for Ephraim Dov Ber Ben Chaya. Rabbi Ephraim Dov Ber is Rabbi Majetsky, a Yiddish Talmud Chacham, who loves Svarim and loves his family. And we're talking about kavod of Hashem and kavod of Hashem's people, Torah and kavod of Hashem, of the learners of Torah. That is Mamish Reb Majeski, somebody who's Mechabit Talmidei Chachamim, precious love of his own family and love of his Svarim. The learning should be a zchus refuah shlema for him and a zchus for his entire precious family. If I can ask Matt Levin, let's get Matt Levin. I want to share Dvar Torah. And Eli's words were gorgeous about thanking Hashem. He is somebody, a Talmud of Aaron David, who inspires us to thank. Matt, how was Yom Tov?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Usually, Matt, I tell a guy what to sing. I at least ask. I tell anybody to do anything, but I ask somebody what to sing. Your music comes right from the heart. What are you singing for us today?
I'm going to sing to you a little about Shabbos, the seventh day that we love so much, which is the reason why we're all here. Oh, Yama Mekadeshe, Mekadeshe Shvi, Kulam Yisbeu Veisangu. Oh, Yama Mekadeshe, Mekadeshe Shvi, Kulam Yisbeu Veisangu. Ay Kulam Yisbeu, Ay Veisangu. Oy veisango, oy mitu vecha, oy yama mekadeshe shvi, kulam yisbeu veisango.
That was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. You're a precious Yid. You're precious. I always like your guitar playing, but it might distract from the beautiful voice and what goes into your voice. Thank you, Matt. It means a lot.
Thanks so much.
Well, I can't wait. We have to do Shabbos in person together.
Avada.
I want my family and all my best friends to be with you Shabbos. A Yid who's pulsating with such good regesh. Thank you, Matt.
Shkoyach Rabbeinu, thank you so much for being sweeter than candy.
That really was beautiful. Thank you.
Shkoyach.
Rabbi Sai, that was beautiful. Am Mekadshe Shmi. Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Matt. It means a lot. Thank you. Yisangu mituvecha. Excellent. We're mu'onig from Hashem's toiv. Excellent, excellent. That was really, really beautiful. You brought us to Shabbos, Matt. Before we share, I want a quick Dvar Torah. Eli told us so many things, but he told us to thank Hashem. He pointed out the more we thank Hashem, the more we'll see Chesed Hashem. Not just we'll notice it more, it's a schus to be zeichen more chesed for the thankers. Hamiyachel l'chastei. Hashem does good to those that are miyachel for his chesed. So Eli taught us, but Eli also reminded us today's Isru Chag. So we have to take what we got from the Chag and bring it with us. Travel with what we got. So I want to repeat something we said Chol Hamoed. I want to say something to the Chevra, to everybody here. The hour is late. We have to get ready for Shabbos Kodesh. But I want to say to everybody, I want to describe what I felt like a few hours ago sitting with my children at an Eilas HaChag, or what us Hasidim, me and Matt, call a Sudas Mashiach. But at that Eilas HaChag, I was talking to my family, and I want to tell you what we were experiencing. Chaim, I want you to hear this, Chaimel. This is what we say. Moyo Orlovsky definitely should sing. Max Aaron is right on with that one. Max Russ. So I want to say, Chevra, like this, that This is what, Yitzi Devor, I love you. Thank you so much for being here, Yitzel. It's just precious to have you and to be with you. But I want to say, Chevra, what I was feeling. We're sitting in Il Sachag, and this is what I was feeling. Pesach was a tremendous certainty and a tremendous comfort, sitting with the mishpacha, having sudas, davening together, laning with the family, being with the mishpacha was a tremendous, tremendous comfort and a tremendous aliyah, a growth. It was very, very precious and a great, comfortable, healthy feeling spending Yom Tov with my family. And Yom Tov, it's true, we missed out on shul. We missed out on our beautiful tzibur. I wanted to be with the Majeski Mishpacha, the Burgers, the Lipschitzes. We missed out on all of that. But there was a lot that was the same as always. I had my wife, my children. A lot of Yom Tov was the same as every Yom Tov in a lot of ways. It's true we were missing the Korban Pesach also. There were elements that were missing. It's true. And we're not zeicher to be in the Beis Hamikdash, and we don't have, it's true, our shuls, it's true. But a lot we do. I had the matzah, we had the maror, we had the karpas. There was a lot of regular on Pesach. Sitting at that Milas Achag, I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to travel into a lot of uncertainty. Going forward, when is schools opening up? Yeshivas in Eretz Yisrael. What's happening tomorrow, next week, next month? When? What? Sulam, am I going to have Hillel storage? So many questions, so much uncertainty. Traveling from a place of certainty to a place of a lot of uncertainty. That's what I felt like sitting at that Ne'ilas Achag. And I thought to myself, something we said, Avram Avinu was the starter of our people. And when Hashem told Avram, Lech lecha me'artzecha, leave your land and come to somewhere, he didn't say to Eretz Yisrael. He said, La'aretz asher areka, I will yet show you where to go. There was a lot of uncertainty. Where should I go? I'll show you yet. La'aretz asher areka. People asked Avram, our tatu, where are you going? I don't know. Wherever Hashem leads me, I'm going. Ela Aretz Asher Areka. You have a beautiful family, my showman. Beautiful, beautiful. You wonder why you're so precious. So Ela Aretz Asher Areka. Where am I going? Wherever Hashem leads me and shows me, that's where I'm going. When we left Mitzrayim, remember the matzah. The matzah reminds us that we ran out of Egypt almost impulsively, almost. In a matzah, we ran out, our food wasn't ready. You say that we ran after Hashem, we ran after God. Hashem says, Zacharti la chesed nu'rayich, I remember the chesed of your youth. Lech teich achrei b'midbar be'eretz lo zarua. You ran after me into the desert, a place of uncertainty. You don't know where crops are coming from. You don't know where you're going. Arban shana okut bidar. 40 years we were in the midbar, not knowing where we're going, when we're going, if we're going. If the Anan stopped, we stopped. The cloud moved, we moved. Al pi Hashem yachnu, al pi Hashem yisa'u. We went by the mouth of Hashem and we stopped by the mouth of Hashem. We traveled by Hashem. There was uncertainty. Let me share with you something I've told Chaim Avi, my chavrusa, my precious Menachem Wiener. I've told this word, Reuven, you beautiful Bentai Reuven Levovitz. I've told you guys this word many times, but I think if I say it now, you might connect to it more, Zevi Katz, you Kayim, and then the Katz, you precious Kehanim. I think you may connect now more to this word. I was living in Sanhedrin Merchevet. My wife and I, with little Yaakov, were living in Sanhedrin Merchevet. Very comfortable. We were sitting in Sanhedrin Merchevet, very comfortable. A world surrounded by our people, Yidden. A beautiful city of Torah. a city of Kedusha. We're sitting in Sanhedrin Merchevet. And we had decided to move to a place that at the time didn't have a consistent minyan. We were moving to Waterbury, Connecticut. We wanted to teach Torah. And we're going from a world of certainty, a world, an established Makom HaTorah, and we're going to a desert, to a place that there wasn't a set minyan of learners. And we go to this, we're going, and before we left, I went to a bris, and my Rebbe, Rav Ram Shmuel Levitz, was speaking, and he asked the following kasha. The Gemara in Shabbos says, there's a man Amar, that a person is only chayiv for seiser, for destroying, if you destroy almanas livnais bimkaimai. We know all the malachas have to be constructive. Now, how is seiser constructive, destroying constructive? Seiser sounds destructive. The answer is you're taking something apart in order to rebuild it. You want to make it beautiful. So you're being seiser al manas livnais. And you're only chayiv on the malacha of seiser if you have in mind to reconstruct. There's one mandamer in Shabbos, it's not enough to reconstruct. You have to, seiser has to be al manas livnais bimkaimai. You have to reconstruct it in the same spot. Seiser, you have to destroy and reconstruct in the same spot. Ask the Gemara, how can you hold seiser has to be reconstructed in the same spot? We learn it from the Mishkan that whenever they moved, when the cloud moved, so the Mishkan moved and they took apart the Mishkan, there they were rebuilding it in a new spot. So how can you say you're only chayiv, you're rebuilding in the same spot? The very source is the Mishkan where they're rebuilding it in a new spot. Answers the Gemara Shabbos, a cryptic answer. Since it says Al Pi Hashem Yachnu, Al Pi Hashem Yiso, they traveled by the word of Hashem and they camped. It's like Seiser Al Manas Livnois B'Mkaima. It's like the same spot. Said Reb Chaim Shmuel Levitz, my Rebbe's father, said the great Meir Rosh Yeshiva. What is the Gemara saying? Said Reb Chaim Shmuel Levitz, when a family moves, it's tough on dad, it's tough on mom, it's tough on the children, but not on the little baby. The little baby, all the little baby, he or she cares, in my mama's arms. And if they look up and see mommy, they don't care where you bring them. You could bring them here, they didn't move, they're still in mama's arms. Says Reb Chaim Shmuel Levitz, Klal Yisrael was begeder katan bigmol imay, a child in their mom's arms. We were so close to Hashem. Al pi Hashem nachnu, al pi Hashem yiso. Hashem said, move, we moved. Camp, we camped. So we didn't move. It's called Seiser Manas Livish B'Mkaima. We looked up and saw Hashem. Did we really move? We didn't go anywhere. There was security. There was consistency. There was a sense we were in the same place because we were in the Mama's arms, in Hashem's arms. Rabbi Avram Shmuel Levitz said this pshat at a bris before my wife and I moved to Waterbury. I did not fly to America on a plane. I flew to America on this vert. My wife got on. She seatbelted in on part of the vert. I seatbelted in on a different part of the vert, and Yaakov seatbelted in. That was our plane. We flew to Waterbury, Connecticut on that vert. That if you're following Hashem, if you're doing what you feel is sincere and authentic, then are you really moving? It's you're not going anywhere. You're consistently trying to do the right things. You're with Hashem. And I say to us all, remember the matzah, that the Eved Hashem, even when there's uncertainty, he gains a confidence. I'm going to be sincere and loyal. I don't know when we're opening up. I don't know when is tomorrow. My son always asks me, my whole family, it's become a rallying cry over Pesach. My son asks me, when is tomorrow? When is my 5-year-old son, Yisrael, when is tomorrow? When is I try to explain to him, today is yesterday's tomorrow. Didn't go over that well. When is tomorrow? I don't know about tomorrow, my friends. I know one thing. I know that today we follow Hashem. And tomorrow we'll do the same. The matzah represents we ran out of Mitzrayim after Hashem. We went quick. We went quickly. We ran following Hashem. The starter of our people followed Hashem. He didn't know where he was going yet. Ela aretz asher areka, I'll yet show you. Rabbi say, let's be Avdei Hashem. There's uncertainty, but let's all, Rabbi say, continue in our sincere ways to do what's right, to daven beautifully, to learn beautifully, to be mechazik our mishpachos, to be mechabit our families, to raise the spirit in our bunker, to pick up the phone and raise somebody else's spirit. Let's continue when we don't know to loyally follow Hashem. I want to say the history of our people. Avram Avinu spent a good part of his life in Eretz Yisrael. The history of our people, we write down a lot the journey to get to Eretz Yisrael. Avram's journey to get there, the Jewish people's 40-year journey in the desert. I want to say that the journey is very precious. There's a great opportunity today when we don't know about tomorrow. We will have days of more certainty and more clarity. Coming shortly, Be'ez Hashem, days of clarity and certainty. But there's a tremendous display of emunah. If we keep positive attitudes, we keep optimistic, we keep serving it with a freshness, with a positivity, like Rav Eli Metz taught us, keep thanking Hashem and seeing the tremendous kindness of Hashem, there's a great, great story to be written about us all. But when a time of uncertainty, when people were not sure, there was a loyal servant of Hashem who was saying, I can serve when there's uncertainty. It's tif in Eved. Tif in Eved Neman. A person who's chesed nu'rayich, the kindness of our youth, that we followed Hashem when we didn't know. Lech teich acharei b'midbar beretz lo zarua. I told my children at the Ne'ilas HaChag, this year is most similar to Mamish the year of Mitzrayim. When we went from such certainty, a year straight of watching Hashem perform open miracles for us. We were very comfortable that year. We were not in servitude the last year in Egypt. We were just watching Hashem pulverize our enemies. And we were given wealth, taken care of, and watched the enemy being beaten. Then we had Kriyas Yamsuf. And then we followed Hashem into the desert, a land of unknown, because that's what an Eved does. Mashcheni, Hashem shows his love to us, and then acharecha narutza. Then I run after you, Hashem. Pesach was together at Mashcheni. Hashem showed his love to us. Now let's be Mekayim narutza. Mashcheni acharecha, you've dragged me after you, narutza. Now I'm just running after you, Hashem. You showed me your love. The whole Pesach was a chefs of Hashem's love of us. Now what? When? Narutza, I'm running after you. Each day, today I'm going to learn with the Chevra. This Shabbos, let's put a lot of koiches into Shabbos. This is a beautiful Shabbos. We're not forego Shabbos. Kodesh is here. Shabbos, this is, to me, it's a dream. To go from Pesach to Shabbos is a dream. We get even a day in between to rally for Shabbos Kodesh. Pesach impacted me. You showed me your love. Narutza, I'm running after you, Hashem. This Shabbos, celebrating Shabbos with strength, extra mirrors. We haven't sang this mirror Shabbos. Kariba and Geshmak. We may sing Ezra's Niggin in my house. We'll try, maybe. We'll try to sing your Niggin, Ezra. Each place, Naftali, Narutza, let's run after Hashem. Remember, it's the 8th day of the Omer today. Remember to keep counting Sfira, to count to that great day of Kabbalah Satira. Bring the lessons of Pesach with us. Matzah, run after Hashem. He shows us his love, which we constantly feel. Look at Abi Wolaski, what a friend. Look at Menachem Wiener, the precious B'nai Torah we have. Rabbi Brownstein Shlita, look at him. See the precious B'nai Torah. Look at Zebi Garala. See the kindness of Hashem. Mashcheni, you showed me your love. Look at the Shulman family. Mashcheni, you showed me the love. Now Narutza, we're going to run after you. All of us should run after Hashem. Let's get some more music, Rabbi Say. If we should get some more music. I wonder, I don't know if Yitzchak Shalom, are you with your tata?
No.
Are you with tata?
I can get him.
Could you get him? Next song you and your father will do If you can get him, we want to hear you and your tata.
Does everyone that specific song or should we pick a different one?
Say that again. The connection's not great.
Does everyone that specific song or should we get a different one?
No, I want any song you want.
Okay, fine.
Rabbi Sai will do one song. The Olam people had a good response to Yitzchak Shalom and his tata. Let's be zeiche to hear them. We can go into Shabbos with that. Aryeh, Be'ez Hashem, it's late. Will give us next week, Be'ez Hashem. Let's go into Shabbos hearing Yitzchak Shalom and his tata. And Be'ez Hashem next week will be zeiche to more Zmiris. Thank you, Yosef Azan, for being here. Thank you to all Menachem Snyder, the whole Chevra. Thank you. Thank you to Reb Gershom Majeski, the whole Chevra, for being here.
Yeah,
Perfect, Yitzchak Shalom. Are you unmuted?
I think so. Yeah.
Perfect,
Yeah.
and the sound is good. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Reb David. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
We want to go into Shabbos. This is the grand finale. We want to hear you, Reb David, and Yitzchak Shalom.
Okay. Kayamar Hashem, Kayamar Hashem, Zachati lo, Chesed Yurayi, Avas, Kilul Zoyi, Avas, Kilul Kayamar Hashem, Zochati lo, Chesed Yurayi, Avas, Kilul Zoyi, Avas, Kilul Zoyi, Midbar, B'yeretz, La'izarua, Le'atech, Acharei B'midbar, B'yeretz, La'izarua, Le'atech, Acharei B'midbar, B'yeretz, La'izarua, Le'atech, Acharei B'midbar, B'yeretz, La'izarua.
That was awesome. Great pick of a song and gorgeous. Reb David, thank you. We're ready to go into Shabbos. Thank you, Yitzchak Shalom. Thank you, Yitzi.
It's Shabbos. Thank you.
I thank everybody for joining. Thank you, Ike, so much. Thank you, Reb Dave. Thank you, such Reb Davi Solomon. Thank you, Reb Mordechai Weinberg. Thank you, Morty Wein, Reb Yael. Reb Aryeh Weiss, I want to ask Reb Aryeh if next week we could be Zeicha. We'll learn together on Sunday, Be'ez Hashem at 12. Sunday will be 12, and then we'll talk about what time. But Sunday will still be 12 o'clock. Then we'll schedule a time. If I can ask Rev Aryeh Weiss, we're zeicha to have his friendship and his leadership. If I could ask Rev Aryeh on Sunday to share Divrei Torah with us, we'll be zeicha around 12:30 to hear. If I could put him on the spot, is that Shayach Rev Aryeh?
Mr. Shem. Yeah, Mr. Shem.
Thank you. So Sunday will start at 12, around 12:30, we'll hear some Divrei Torah. We'll hear 10, 12 minutes from Rav Aryeh Shlita. I'll ask Moyo, just to put Moyo on notice, there's a huge interest. We all want to hear Moyo singing. We hope by then his cold and he's feeling better. His cold's gone. We'll hear from Aryeh next week, the Guri Mishpacha. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos. Continued good Besurais. We should experience and hear good Besurais. Have an uplifting, beautiful Shabbos, Rabbi say. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful Shabbos.